Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video here in the channel. I am very excited for what I'm going to do today because I'm back with another tier list video, and this time I'm going to be doing on body horror films. This is an idea that I don't think I've seen anyone do before, and body horror is a horror film subgenre that I just think it should get a bit more praise, and I think it is a bit underrated and stuff. And most body horror films that I've seen, I have enjoyed quite a bit, and the fact that a lot of the body horror films use practical effects just makes them look really, really great, and I think it's just a big treat for horror fans. Depends if you are a fan of body horror films and stuff like that or not. So we're going to be doing a tier list on them. This isn't all the body horror films that I've seen, but I'm going to be doing this is going to be maybe this is part 1 or something like that. So let's just begin. We've got S, which is the best of the best, I guess. We got A, B, C, D, E, F, yeah. All the and then you've got ... which is basically just means haven't seen, don't remember, or something, or whatever it is. So yeah, let's just begin. Starting off with David Cronenberg's The Fly. How do I want to do this? Let's see. Do I want to... Okay. This movie is... I don't know. I don't know if The Thing gets more talked about or if The Fly gets more talked about. I don't know, but I feel like these are the Thing and The Fly are the two body horror films that are, I guess, the ones that people really know. I mean you've got other popular ones, other of the more popular ones, of course, like American Werewolf in London and stuff like that. But I don't really know. The Fly I really like. I think practical effects, again, it looks great. I really like the idea. I do think that some of the editing in the movie is a little bit inconsistent, but not that much of a big problem. And I don't know, I just felt like the ending could be a little bit better, or maybe just executed a little bit better. Still, I am a big fan of this film, and I don't have a lot negative to say about it. I just think it's a cool story, a cool concept. It's a pretty straightforward film with its story and stuff like that. I don't really know what to say about it. I don't think it's amazing or anything. I do have some small issues with it, but otherwise pretty damn good. So I think I'm gonna put The Fly on B tier probably. And oh my god, are these things small. Oh god, okay, we have to do kind of like that, I think. Next up is Street Trash, the one from 1987, I believe it is, not the remake or whatever that came out this year. This is a very weird movie, a very weird film, and the body horror, I mean, it's not like body horror when it comes to blood, it's like goo and stuff. This movie's weird. It's about these hobos or whatever that drink 60-year-old liquor or something, and that causes their body to kind of, I guess, melt, or kind of just... I have no fucking idea. I don't know how to explain it that well, but this is a lot more... I mean, a lot of body horror films take themselves quite seriously, and this is a very much a comedy movie too. It has a lot of humor in there. It's definitely going for over-the-top things and over-the-top humor and comedy and stuff. And the body horror isn't frightening or something. It's not like I don't really know. I'm not a that big fan of this one. I don't think all the humor worked for me. I get what this movie is going for, but I just don't think that it's just not really a story that I don't know. I appreciate the creativity and stuff with this movie, but I don't think I can take the movie serious enough to just be able to appreciate it more. So I think Street Trash is going on. So E is highest on E is probably like a 2.5 out of 5, and then a D is a 3 out of 5, and a C is 3.5 out of 5. So this is going on E. It's like a 5 out of 10 film for me, but I would say it's still worth checking out, but good God, is it really goofy. It's very over the top. Just prepare for that. The Thing is probably the most well-known body horror film out there. I mean, The Fly is also very popular. American Werewolf in London is also pretty popular, but The Thing is also, I think it's also just like John Carpenter's either first most popular movie that he's made, or it is the second one. Halloween is, of course, I think, I don't know if Halloween is more popular and stuff, or which movie at least was the most kind of influential, whatever. So I don't know, but The Thing, amazing movie. I don't really know what to say. The practical effects on that in this movie, for this movie being made in 1982, the practical effects are really, really gross. I mean, it looks so fucking good. It looks so good, and it just holds up extremely well, this movie. And I just think it's basically Among Us the movie, I guess, but just a very, very much horror in there. And it's honestly some scenes, there's memorable scenes, the practical effects are incredible, they're amazing. It is one of my all-time favorite horror films. I don't know if it's my favorite horror film of all time, but it's probably my favorite body horror film out there. So yeah, I am going to put The Thing 1982 on the S tier. There we go. Okay. Now we got David Cronenberg's Shivers. If you don't know what this is basically, I think this is at least David Cronenberg's first feature film, and just full-length film, or whatever you want to say. This is, I think, David Cronenberg's first body horror film, and also his first feature film, or full-length film, or whatever you want to say. And what this movie is about is that this film doesn't even have that much, like, it has body horror in there, definitely, but I kind of expected a bit more, but I'm gonna talk about a movie. So it's about these people whatever in an apartment, or in just a building, and then you've got this guy that, like, basically it's like an infection, kind of like a virus or whatever, that turns these people into basically just sex maniacs, and for them to cause violent things. And I'm not talking about maybe not in the same way as The Sadness, when it comes to those when it comes to those crazy things, but definitely not on that level, I think, but still. So it is still horror, though. It's not just that these people are slowly turning crazy, but this one is okay. I found it to be a bit slow, and I found the ending of the film to not be amazing. I still thought it was okay. I still thought it was an acceptable ending. But I don't think... I just thought it could be done a little bit better. And it wasn't amazing, the ending, of course, but... And it's just... I kind of wanted a bit more for the film. I felt like I saw a bit more potential in there. But still, I would definitely still say that it's worth a watch. It's a pretty interesting film. And it goes quite light on the body horror. But it's still in there. And for some... for some people, I bet it's going to be maybe a little bit of a rough watch, especially when it comes towards these sex things. But this one is okay. I don't really know what to say. I think it's better than, or I prefer it to Street Trash at least. Let me tell you that. Alright. Now we got Society, and holy shit, alright. This might be the craziest... This might be the craziest film that I am going to talk about so far, that I've so far talked about or whatever. What you've got here is you've got this teenager or whatever living with his family, and he starts noticing kind of strange behavior and stuff, and just strange things and kind of like supernatural things or whatever. And then he sees this friend, he meets this guy, I forgot what he was called, but, and he plays like a tape where, I don't know, but basically, he realizes, I think that, I don't know if I want to, like, say the twist or whatever it is, but, I mean, on IMDb, it literally says what happens, so... I don't know, I'm just gonna say, so he discovers that his family is part of a orgy cult or something for the social elite or whatever, something like that. What this is an extreme satire on just kind of the rich people or whatever, just the wealthy people and stuff, and how they... I don't know, how they, I guess, kind of like... How they kind of... somewhat take advantage of, I guess, the people, the more poor people, whatever, or the people with less money, and very extreme satire focusing on the rich people, and just, I don't know, man, it's a hard movie to explain. What I can tell you is that the body horror is outstanding. The movie is so silly and so incredibly disturbing and just weird at the same... It's super weird. It's really weird movie. But I am a really big fan of this movie, though. So, I think it's... I almost gave it a 5 out of 5. I'm a big fan of it. I really enjoy it. It's definitely not going to be for everyone, let me tell you that, but... Get ready for this movie, because this one, I mean, you should... Body horror movies, you should always be ready and prepared for them, but this one... This is one that definitely... yeah, this one is definitely gonna stay in your memories if you watch it or something. So... I'm a really big fan of it, though, and I would recommend it, but just prepare, because... It's okay, let's just go. Yeah, I'm probably putting Society on A. Now we have got Slither, whatever the hell you want to say. This is, I don't know, I guess I should say that I'm, like everyone else, I'm quite surprised, I guess, that most people think that this movie is directed by James Gunn, and yes, that James Gunn, same person who directed all the Guardians of the Galaxy films, he directed this film too, and yeah, it is a body horror film, and it is good at being that. Yeah, this one is weird. It's basically about this like guy or whatever with his girlfriend or whatever called Grant, and then this kind of like weird alien thingy or whatever lands on the Earth, and then he gets a little thing in his eye or something like that, and he basically turns into this big kind of parasitic creature, monster, whatever the hell it is, and then it infects itself and latches itself onto other people and stuff, or whatever you want to say. It's a wild movie. It's crazy, not as crazy as Society, let me tell you that, but it's it's got some amazing practical effects, and I believe everything is most of the things are practical, so it just looks great. The film has some memorable scenes, definitely, and yeah, I don't know. I just don't think that the comedy, just when this movie was leaning into comedy, I don't think that was the best approach. I don't know if, I mean, the humor in the movie and stuff, I guess, when there isn't that much from what I remember, but it did work, but it wasn't like outstanding or something. This is a movie that I can't really say any big negatives that I have with the film, but I just know that the film is not as good as, not I don't like it as much as Society and The Thing, definitely not. So yeah, this is a movie that I think can take many different approaches or whatever, many different routes. This movie took one of them, of course, and it's worth a watch, you know. James Gunn, wow. I don't really know what to say. This film is probably going on B. Next up, we got The Blob. I'm talking about the one from the 80s, not the one from the... I think the one from the 80s is the most popular, at least, or I don't know, but not the one from the 50s, I guess. I guess you can kind of see that by the poster. Looks a bit more colorful than at least The Blob. I think that this is I think a quite popular body horror film. And I don't know, I'd heard about this one, definitely, and I'd wanted to watch it for quite some time, but one day I finally checked it out, and yeah, once again, I can say practical effects amazing. This film does have some memorable scenes and stuff. I kind of like the story and how these people, whatever, try to like protect them, I guess, from this blob thingy, whatever. And yeah, it has some memorable moments in there. The body horror is definitely there. It is pretty damn good. I just felt like I was missing something from this film. I felt like that they can maybe have like maybe just a bit more like kills or something, and it felt a bit like, I don't know, maybe overly dramatic, or maybe a bit like comedic, a bit too like comedic at times or something like that. But I still enjoyed it, and it's definitely still something I probably would check out again sometime. So, you know, I'm a big fan of this one. I don't really know what to say. It also stars Shawnee Smith or something, I think her name is, who is the same person who plays Amanda in the Saw movies. And yeah, it's a fun watch. It's a good watch. I like it. So I think I'm gonna put it on let me think. Actually, maybe this might change, but I think I'm gonna put it on C. Actually, I think that's a good place for it. Now we got Hellraiser, a classic. I mean, did any of you knew, like, I when I saw this film, it had gone a few months or whatever, and then I finally discovered that it actually was a body horror film. And I mean, I think God, I'm sorry, I just got it. I think that it's quite obvious because this film definitely. Oh, yeah. Oh, my. Sorry. The film has great body horror things in it, you know. Once again, I think the things are practical. And it's just it's a cool damn movie. I think it's a creative movie, and this thing with the Cenobites, whatever. I think it's all cool. I just don't think that the story in the movie I also like, but I don't think that they execute the story in the movie like in an amazing way. I remember I remember me thinking the movie was like just a bit slow, and the story isn't like it's not something that interests me extremely much. But this is still a movie that I don't want to call it a movie that I appreciate more than I like, because I do like this movie quite a lot. I do still like this movie very much. It's probably something I would rewatch, but yeah, I don't know. It's just it's not entirely my thing, but I still respect it very, very much, and I see what it's going for. I see what it's trying to do, and the gore is great. The body horror is on top, and I don't know. It has memorable scenes too. It's definitely worth a watch. If you haven't checked out this classic, then please do. I would recommend it. I haven't seen the other films. I didn't really plan. I didn't really know if I wanted to watch them, but maybe if I rewatch this movie, then I will want to rewatch them. But I don't know. They have a lot of Hellraiser films, if you count with all of the other ones that are. I don't know. They have a lot though, but not a lot of them are probably good. But you know, maybe I'll check out the other films someday. So, but Hellraiser, I'm probably gonna put on. Let me think. I'm probably gonna put Hellraiser on a B, on the B tier. Now we got Martyrs. I don't know if, you know, I don't know where people, I don't know completely where people get the, like the kind of body horror thingy. I mean, this movie does have, it's a very much a torture movie. I mean, you body horror, if it has body horror literally, but not in the way that I'm thinking it completely. Yeah, this movie is very extreme. It's one of those controversial movies. When you talk about controversial movies, I think that Martyrs is gonna come up there. It's definitely I haven't seen things like Solo or whatever, and Serbian film and stuff, and Human Centipede. I don't really want to see those films. Unless I'm gonna do like a tier list or ranking or whatever it is, but it's not as extreme as those. Even though I haven't seen those other films, I just know that because, but yeah, I don't really know. I do like this movie. It's not something that I would like rewatch. Maybe I could rewatch it sometime, but I really know. It's worth a watch though. It is a gross movie. It is a very bloody movie. It's a sad movie. It has there's a lot of emotions. It's wild. All right. There's a reason why this film is talked about quite a lot. So, but where should I put it though? That's the question. I think I'm gonna put Martyrs on a C, on the C tier or whatever. I don't really know what to say. I think it's a good film. I do enjoy it, but it's just it's not that rewatchable for me, and I don't think it's supposed to be a very rewatchable film. I mean, it's very, very violent. It's sad. It's it's definitely not on the more fun side of things. It's a very serious movie. It has it's a French horror film, so and French horror films, I mean, I guess when you talk about French horror films, they're known for being pretty damn extreme. You've got Inside. I haven't seen that yet, but you know you've got Martyrs. I saw I saw Mads this year. I really, really enjoyed that movie. I think it's like almost a 5 out of 5 for me. I thought it was amazing. But that movie is not as definitely not as extreme as Martyrs and Inside. I know that for sure, but yeah, I don't really know what to say. Let's get to the next film. Alright, everyone, so after this film, I think I have to go do something, but yeah, we've got Ginger Snaps now. Ginger Snaps, I'm a big fan of this film. I'd heard that it had quite good reviews, and I hadn't heard that much about it. When you talk about, I mean, I know that this is a werewolf movie, but and I think that vampire movies are a lot more popular than werewolf movies, but still, out of all the werewolf movies and stuff that I had heard of, Ginger Snaps I had heard of, but I knew that the film was quite underrated, but I'd still heard that people did like the film, and I thought it was going to be another one of these films where I just thought that it was honestly overrated, and I was wrong. I really, really like this film. I think it's pretty damn rewatchable. I think it's really good. The body horror things are there, you know. You've got some. I really, really like the story of this movie, you know, with you've got Bridget and Ginger, of course, these two sisters, and just kind of, I guess, the way of communicating with the world or whatever. And it's kind of just, it's a really solid story. It's got some memorable moments, some tense moments, and it's a fun movie to watch from beginning to end. In my opinion. So I do know that there's some like over the top facial expressions and stuff, and yeah, that is a bit distracting when it comes to, especially when it comes to Bridget's character and stuff. The acting is sometimes a little bit weird in this movie, definitely, but it's not something that bothers me extremely much, just a tiny bit. So still, Ginger Snaps though, I like this movie very much. I think it's very fun. I like the story. I like the characters. I'm a big fan of this film. So where should I put it though? Yeah, I think I'm gonna put Ginger Snaps on the B tier. Big recommendation too. So yeah, that's my body horror films tier list. This is part 1. I will continue this series or whatever if I guess if you guys want me to or whatever. Do you agree with me or not? Do you agree with my placements, or is this a controversial ranking, whatever tier ranking? I don't know, but yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching.